it's going to start through that wing spiking position. And she joins Hande Baladin as one of the passers. And it will be Simge Arkoç that starts in that libero position with Sinead Jakkisal as one of the other middles. So there we go. That's the call from Ferhat Akbaş for his lineup. Once again, there are options, should they be required, from the bench for the Tigers. And you would imagine if Scandichi get onto the front foot, they will be required at some stage. But the scene is set for another fabulous showdown here on the CEV Champions League. Quarterfinals time, a place in the semi-finals up for grabs, and there's confirmation. Sahim will start setting with Boskovic opposite, Arici and Jakkisal through the middle, Gray and Baladin through the outside with Simge at libero. Ognjenovic will set for Scandichi and Tropova opposite with Carol and Linda Nokelo through the middle, Britt Herberts and Ju Ting outside. We're good to go. Another delicious quarter-final is underway in this year's CEV Champions League, and the roof is going to come off the Burhan Felek Arena after that start. Scandichi in the blue, the away team from Italy, with 100% record so far this season, taking on the team they've beaten 3-1 twice in the group phase so far. This is the third meeting between these two clubs in this great competition, and it's a double middle from Eczacibasi's former setter, Maja Ognjenovic. The 39-year-old now very much part of the furniture at Scandichi, and this time Carol with the paintbrush shot puts it down. One apiece then. 3-0 or 3-1 gets you 3 points from this tie to take to fixture number 2 next week. A 3-2 win gets you 2 points, a 2-3 loss gets you a point. And then if we're drawn on points at the end of 2 legs, it's not going to go down to count back, it goes to a 15-point golden set. That is not what the Scandichi fans or coach Massimo Barbellini want to see early in this match. Katerina Antropova missing one. The 20-year-old, as I mentioned earlier, can play a little up and down. You expect that with younger players. She's still learning her trade, but without doubt she's going to be one of the best. She's already pretty much there. Good swing from the experienced Belgian international Britt Herberts. Should be very stable and very tidy. Ju Ting and Britt Herberts next to each other in that pass, along with Procchiali. Now then, the big serve of Antropova puts it into play, well passed by Alexa Gray. Boskovic goes to work, good try to keep it airborne, but just too big from the boss. Without doubt, one of the most consistent players on the world stage across men's and women's volleyball, Tijana Boskovic. That's an astonishing start from her. Good work from Ognjenovic to keep that in play. And out of the back line again, the blocker's waiting for the pipe though. Scandichi recycle. Gray feeds it in, Elif goes wide. Good block on Baladin. And that's a bit of a save from Scandichi. Eczacıbaşı will be frustrated there because that was their point for the taking. A couple of cheeky bounces from Scandichi to keep that in play. And then the block from Linda Nokelo, who is essentially a wall in Tigota Serie A this year. She's been very difficult to get past. Good dig from Procchiali down the line. Herberts hits the transition straight onto Simge. Good work from the block and post-block defence at the moment. Nokelo gets hands on it. Boskovic out of the back line. Holy cow, what a shot, what a pickup. Oh, and then put wide. Brilliant rallies, 7 points in, and we've already seen 4 or 5 stunning rallies. How about that for a pickup from Antropova, using the furniture to keep it alive, and then Ognjenovic goes and rolls it out. 4-3 home side. Handi Baladin with the serve. Tight pass, good save from Ognjenovic. Herbots off the top of the hands, well controlled. This is a good start from the home team. They will be enjoying this. Alexa Gray just tickles it off the top of the blocker's fingers for the point. Quite a useful deflection, that one. Took it up and over the Chinese captain, Zhu Ting. Just off the hands of Nwakelo. He's enjoying these early points, isn't he? The coach of Eczacibasi, Ferhat Akbaş. What a set. Oh, what a block. And Jack Kisal, Trinidad international, roofing the living daylights out of Antropova. And the player that Eczacibasi need to stop, they are stopping. Antropova having no effect on the game so far. Baladin, this time unlucky. Well, wherever you are in the world, thanks for joining us here on Euro Volley TV for another absolute feast of Champions League Volleyball. Two fabulous clubs. Unbelievable that one of these is going to miss out on a place in the semi-finals. But that is the reality, that's the brutality of Champions League Volleyball these days. The quality in the final stage is just insane. And Massimo Barbolini will be a worried man right now. His team have misfired early on. Jack Kisal serve. Herbert's containing pass and then finds a nice seam to work through. Ognjenovic to serve. Antropova comes to the front court. That might help her just to settle a little more into this match. Boskovic missed it. Very unusual for her, trying to go for the fingertips or the baseline. Didn't quite catch either. Baladin. Fast pass into the setter, Elif, and that is perfect. Brilliant work from the Brazilian Carol to get out wide. Is she suggesting this came off at her forehead? Boskovic hammers it. It did as well. Plumb off the melon and into court for the block. 7-all. Scandichi will take it. This will be the tricky part for Scandichi tonight when Boskovic doesn't fire. If Alexa Gray comes to the party with Baladin out wide, then it needn't necessarily be an issue if Boskovic doesn't quite carry the same weight. This is a fine swing. Nice tempo as well off that set from Elif Sain. And that'll do for another point, a cheap point. It's the setter that causes the problems from the service line. He's 22 years of age, and that's one for the scrapbook. An ace off the arms of Parochiali, who's having a terrific season. Forced to tip Antropova. Nothing going right for her at the moment. And beaten on defence by a rampant Alexa Gray. Well, she's always been quality. Brigham Young and former Calgary Dinos player. Some time in Korea before joining Scandichi many years ago in the Italian league, so another ex that's out there on court, Gray. A lot of good times with Busto and then Corneliano before signing for Eczacıbaşı in the off-season. Scandichi players getting the bird from these Tigers fans, but they would have expected that. Boskovic, well dug. Tight set. Not much Juting could do with that. Not much Gray could do with that. Out of the back line, Herberts aims it for the corner and finds a nice shot. Just looking for accuracy over power, Britt Herberts at the moment. It's working a treat for her. See if she can do the same with the serve. It's a good one. What a pass from Simjic. Nice dig from Parochiali. That's two good digs down the line now. Tight. Gray can't beat the block. And what a turnaround this is. Scandichi very much out of it in the early phases, but 20 points gone and they're back in the money. Boskovic forced to set. Gray never really got an approach on that. Juting shuts her down nicely. Herberts to serve again. Tight, overpasses, thumped to the floor by Brazilian middle blocker Carol. And Scandichi take an unlikely lead. Not much Elif Sahin, the backcourt setter, could do about that. And this is tight as well. What a put away! Oh my goodness! That is a stunning set from Elif. That's just about as far out of system as you can get. So far out of system, she was almost off the court. Away from the playing area and bumped it right into the zone for Gray to put away 11-all. Looking like a really good contest. As you would expect with two great teams on court, you're going to get an ebb and flow. A classic match would be side-out dominant, taking it into the 20s and then maybe somebody finding a block, an ace or a brilliant piece of defence just to break the deadlock. That's a good on the pass from Gray. Tight, horrible set. Good save from Antropova. And Juting doing what she's been doing all season. She's finding spaces that weren't always accessible. A few years ago I saw her play games in Italy where she was getting herself into a real hole in offence and just consistently hitting defenders, but now she gets up. There's a little pause as she looks for the space, and then the execution of the shot is brilliant. Now, I thought Voronkova would be starting. She didn't, but she's in now. Swing and a half. Oh my goodness. Tiana Boskovic with a very brief apology for dumping Ekaterina Antropova on her backside. She hit that very hard. What a leader, what a captain. Beza with the serve. Ricci, the little blocker. And too many serve errors creeping in here for Eczacibasi. They're just letting a little bit of pressure off the Scandichi reception. Bit of info there for Nokelo between Ognjenovic and Ju. Zvoronkova tries to see around the screen to this Antropova serve. It's a good serve. It's a brilliant serve. Antropova aces Handi Baladin, who's not too happy about it. And timeout called after a very lively start from Eczacıbaşı. Ferhat Akbaş is a little concerned that the momentum has swung back rather too firmly in favour of the visitors. As brilliant as Tiana Boskovic is, you do not want to overload. When you're up against another world-class team, if you overload one player, the opposition will just get into the rhythm and start to learn to play them. So Boskovic is going to have to be at her very best, but Elif is going to have to try and keep this varied distribution going. And Voronkova and Gray have to keep scoring. Okay, pass from Voronkova. Boskovic gets another set and drills it. Well, Britt Herberts is angry because that is a defensive schedule position from her. She knew exactly where she wanted to be here, and she got right in to the line of the shot and it just didn't get the contact. Boskovic picks up another kill. Now, can she close the gap with the serve? No, is the answer. Well, she can do no wrong in front of the Tigers fans. Gianna Boskovic, she is the darling of Eczacıbaşı, and has given them many, many wonderful nights here in this arena. Good touch from Ju Ting off the Jack Kisal slide. Good blocking from Jack Kisal again. And Tropova has to get into this match. Doesn't score on that one, but it's another free ball. She defends it and passes it well. And that's the sort of tempo that Maja Ognjenovic is looking to run to both Herbots and Ju Ting. It makes it impossible for the middle blocker to close the gap. That's the first go. There's the second go. And Jack Kisal just chasing shadows. Short serve on Handi. Nicely played. Elif Sain going over on two. And with two hands as well. This kind of went out of fashion, this play with the setters, for a good number of years, but it's back in. Played properly, it's a belter. Handi needs a couple of serves to go in court here. She's been beaten with a few serves. Well, they don't manage to capitalise. Parochiali takes over, and Tropova from way off the net can't beat Handi. She's beaten in turn by another wonderful shot from Boskovic. Very tricky trying to block lefties. They have so much range, and even there they were actually trying to cover that diagonal. But if you cover it too much, you'll just whip it down the line. Massimo Barbolini's turn to stop the game for a timeout. Wants to preserve this 2-point lead if he can. Look at that. It's just quality. When you've got really experienced players in your lineup, like Carol from Brazil, it's just wonderful to see them working with the younger players. Just a little bit of information here and there. Saves it from being just the one voice, the coach's voice all the time. It's a good setup for Scandichi this season. And he serves again. Oh, just long. Just drifted over the baseline. Good leave that by Britt Herbots. 3-point lead returns. There's the Belgian international in the number 3 shirt. No joy at the moment from the service line for Linda Norkalo, but she's got a good float that dips. She can really get it to move down quickly. Well, it was a heavy serve, nothing dipping about that, but a bit of movement obviously. Took it off the arms of Alexa Gray for the ace. Ferhat Akbaş can't be too far away from his second timeout. He was so pleased with the start his team made, but it's all fallen to pieces a little bit in the last few minutes. Again, Gray passes away from the net. Can't put the off-system ball away. Oh dear. Well, that was a strange one from Maja. Fortunately, she's blocked the return ball and they've still got it in play. Maja puts it over. Eczacıbaşı have to go again. And now Scandichi have control. No. Good defence off the block. Double-hander, and Tropova all over it. That's a brilliant piece of defence from the youngster. Huge rally. Oh, massive hit. Jack Kisal has pounded the living daylights out of that ball. Tremendous run around the back of the setter just to try and create that additional bit of angle. Terrific pickup from Antropova. And super coverage, incidentally, here on Eurovolley TV. It's so good to see the really classy skills in the middle of a long rally and not just the part of the skill that closes the point. Good pass, Herberts. Oh, swing. Oh, it's been given out. It's been given out. Now, Carol was absolutely confident this was in. So I think, yeah, we are going to see our first video challenge. 2 challenges per set, as I'm sure you know. If you win it, you keep it. If you lose it, you lose it. Massimo Barbolini is going to go with his superstar Brazilian international, who said it was in. Once the challenge was called, she didn't look so confident, and that's why. It's out. He's lost a challenge. Let's hope for Massimo Barbolini's sake that isn't a problem. Still a lot of volleyball to play in this first set. Jack Kisal puts the ball into core. Overpass from Herberts. Elif goes back set. Oh, messy from Scandichi. And Antropova can't make up for her own mistake. The set from Elif to Boskovic wasn't good, so Boskovic forced to volley it over and Scandichi made a hash of it. That should have been a very, very easy defensive play. Tropova knows it. She's not made the best start to this match. Eczacibasi closed the gap to 1. Procchiali forced to set. Good defence from the boss. And a good swing from Alexa Gray. We are level in set 1. And it's Massimo Barbolini that has to call his second timeout, just as it looked like the chips were down for Ferhat Akbaş. His team recover quite brilliantly. Two timeouts down. And from a 3-point advantage, they find themselves once again back in a shootout for the set. Eczacibasi have played really hard to get there. Barbolini in discussion with Maja Ognjenovic about where to go next. Swings in those last 2 rallies that Britt Herberts was unable to put down, and Tropova's having no effect on the game at the moment. And gets blocked again. What a set. Well, not much Herberts could do with it. And more than happy to provide the finish is Beza. This is a very good service run from Jack Kisal. It's a relatively safe serve, but it's a heavy serve. It's not letting Scandichi play. And now Eczacibasi making the most of their transitions. And Tropova, finally, she's got her kill. Well, you can't keep the big players out of a game. It's very difficult to shut them down for the whole of a set. And Tropova and Scandichi, they need her to come to the party. 20-all, here we go. Former Eczacibasi player Maja getting the bird. Good pass from Gray. Boskovic changes the angle. Now then. Eczacibasi think maybe a net touch. Ferhat Akbaş has used the first of his challenges to see if that is indeed the case. Well, the DJs use all sorts of different tunes around the world as the musical accompaniment to the video challenges. here in Istanbul, we've got a bit of Night Rider. Well, either way, if Coach Ferhat Akbaş loses this challenge, I don't think he'll mind this pause. It's a fairly hefty bit of kit, isn't it, that Simce is having to wear these days. Lightweight facial protection for damage to cheekbone or the nose. And Antropova's still trying to get herself going. She's come into this match on a slow start. Well, it takes time sometimes to find the right frame, footage to make that decision. Referee and our video panel in consultation. Well, shake of the head would suggest they can't either find the right frame or they can't find any evidence of a net touch. Block touch. It's a fantastic system, even when it occasionally takes a bit longer than it should to get to the right decision. It is the right decision that, in general, the technology reaches, and that is so good for the game. Maya waits patiently. She doesn't look too impressed. She feels it is Scandici's point. Here we go, big screen. Net touch. Answer is no. There's no conclusive evidence there, surely. Net will sometimes move up and down purely and simply because of the movement of the players. They just don't look close enough, the blockers, to have touched that net, and I think that's the correct decision. Despite the crowd's reaction, video challenge says no net touch, so Ferhat Akbaş loses one as well. One challenge apiece left in this opening set. It's another miss for Boskovic, 2 errors for her in this opener. And Alexa Gray, another off pass, and another good touch from the block. Chances here. Herberts can't put it down. Eczacıbaşı still in the rally. Oh, Gray roofed by Antropova. So a kill and a block now for Antropova. She's into the match, one-on-one with the Canadian. Don't know why Gray didn't see the seam here. There was plenty of it. Tried to go line against the tall Italian opposite, and Antropova was having none of it. Timeout Eczacıbaşı.
Almost one block, but Antropova goes this hand too much, okay? You can go sharper or line better, okay? Beyza, so what is the call? Then she can go even 4-5, okay? It's about feeling, guys.
There we go. So if the pass is okay, you know what's coming next. Beyza, the middle's going to try and open up some room for Boskovic to put it away. Maya to serve then. 22-20. Nice little bounce back this from Scandichi. Tight pass, well played by Elif. What a pick-up from Maya. Oh, huge. This time, Gray finds the seam. Good timeout, and Eczacıbaşı do very well to rescue the situation. So we settle into a side-out battle. Elif serves. Parochiali, not her best pass, and a mix-up, real mix-up. Eczacıbaşı with the chance now to level. And they've done it. They just keep coming back. Scandichi have looked very uncertain at times out there on the floor. Don't know if you noticed, but they stack block there. They've stuck Antropova out to block against Boskovic. Might just leave her out there on that left side. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness, what a hit. That has hit Alexa Gray square in the face. That is a huge shot. Well, let's hope Alexa's okay. And I think it's upset Antropova a little bit as well. It is disturbing when the ball hits you this hard, and she had no chance of getting out of the way. Absolutely no idea about that. That's a huge hit. Well, Gray is okay. Shaken, but hopefully not stirred. Skills from Herberts. Good serve, overpass, not put away. Oh, wow. Now, Ferhat Akbaş here is not happy at all. Was that a net touch or was that out of rotation? That's a strange call. I'll be honest, I didn't see it. We're going to need to look at this on the video. Pink Panther this time. And just trying to confer with his bench to get an idea of what this call actually is. Centre-line fault, and there we go. Clear evidence. The player's foot from Eczacıbaşı is right over the centre line and well in to Scandici's side of the court. It is a fault. It's a very good call from the second referee. Complete confusion for a moment, but it's well spotted. 2 set points for Scandichi. Boskovic to save it, and does so. And just as a great volleyball match should be, it's going to come down to the side-out prowess of the team that wants to win this. First and foremost, Scandichi have the chance to put it away with attack. Can Eczacıbaşı defend? Juting hasn't had many hits in this game, but the 2 she's had have gone to exactly the same place. And Juting kills it off. Scandichi takes set number 1 by the narrowest of margins. 25-23. That is a good hit. It's another shot between 6 and 5, and Sinji there just a little frustrated, wondering why Alexa Gray hadn't moved further across. I think we can let Alexa off though after the hit that she received right to the face from Antropova, who is into the game now. That'll be a concern for Eczacıbaşı. They kept Antropova quiet for most of that set, but she found 3 big shots towards the end. Well, this feels very much like the first 2 group matches between these 2 teams. There were 1 or 2 sets that ended up as sort of 14-15 points, but in general, it was 25-23, 27-25. Those kind of score lines. In the white, Eczacıbaşı Dynavit Istanbul, the Tigers, the home team, trying to battle back in the first leg of this quarter-final against the Italian giants. Savino Del Bene Scandicci in the blue. It was a tight first set. Didn't really feature Antropova, Scandici's star, until towards the end. And we start with another grueling rally. Now, I've spoken about Beatrice Procchiali in the yellow shirt, libero shirt on the Scandici side of the net, but I think it's time we mention the woman in the number 2 shirt, Simge. She's a stunning player. The number of touches she makes, and her pass has been so stable. Great defensive player. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This is getting naughty. I was trying to describe what it's like getting hit by a volleyball, and the analogy I used was it's like getting punched in a boxing ring. But, of course, if you haven't been punched in a boxing ring, that doesn't help. It stings a lot more than you think it might, even with these relatively soft balls. Good defence. Elif slow to her feet. Now, has that touched the block? The blockers say no. Referee says play on. And there we go. So, do we get a challenge? Two coaches not happy with each other. The referees now at this level, if they see the ball go into the tape, when you look at the slow-mo, it so often touches the forearm. Even if it's just a small touch off the top of the tape into the arm. So referees don't generally blow the whistle for a net tape hit to stop the rally, because they will assume it's been touched by the block, and that's where the technology once again comes in. Eczacıbaşı need a few things to go their way in this match. Alexa Gray just rubbing the back of her neck, which will be a little sore. Bit of whiplash after the Antropova hit. Well, we know which way those group of fans want it to go. Once again, the video check, just taking a bit of time to find the right frame. This is a random one. It's kind of mid-rally, and it's a bit of a random one to find. It's not as obvious in terms of the footage to find as some of the other challenges. That's why it takes a moment to work out. Now, if it doesn't touch the block, then it is going to be Scandici's point. Carol was the blocker in question, and she is telling the rest of her team that she didn't touch it. Now remember, this point went Eczacıbaşı's way, and that has not touched the block. So the answer is no. Scandici's point. Referee did exactly the right thing. Technology via Barbolini's challenge sorted it out. Carol gets the bird ahead of the serve. Good serve. Really good serve. Got quite a bit of movement on that, the Brazilian. It's not always the movement from side to side that is the issue for the passer. Very often the passers struggle with the ball that drops quickly and steeply. A little easier to pass for Gray, but still out of system. Hande forced to tip. Carol turns setter, and Juting gets the recycle. Gets the second ball as well, and finds a way past the blockers. I think Juting is enjoying her role this season with Scandichi. Last year she was still very much the star hitter. This time around she seems to be playing that kind of fill-in role. I always describe it as the glue that holds it all together, and Juting is doing a fine job of that. This is a worrying start for the home side.
Aggressive on attack, for sure, okay? They come all the time, one block to left side. We need to score much more, okay? And as much as possible, exclamation balls, we need to keep going, changing the rhythm.
So Ferhat Akbaş just reminding his team that generally speaking, Scandichi are stacking their block to Boskovic out on the right side, so they're willing to give up a one-block situation left side if it means the middle can cover Boskovic for what they think is the percentage set. Solid pass from Gray, out of the back line, good hit. Really good hit, what a great look from the back of the court as well. Just caught Carol out a little bit there, wasn't set for that. Oh, the boss misfires again. And after a bold start, Boskovic has gone off the boil a touch here. Whereas this young woman, right side for Scandichi, Ekaterina Andropova, has managed to get things going. Heavy serve, Hande passes, takes the return ball, and you can see they're happy to give up one-on-one against Hande. Just a single blocker, they'll back themselves to defend. You see that shift from both Juteng and Linda Nwakelo, thinking that ball was going to Boskovic. Hande to serve. Oh, lucky one. Little trickle off the net. Nwakelo, who was in close attendance, couldn't get there. They'll take it. No pictures on the scorecard. It's an ace. Good dig from Simje. Oh, brilliant from Alexa Gray. And it's another point created by the Eczacıbaşı libero. It's a heavy hit from Juteng, but what a great piece of work in defence. Parochiali can't return the favour. Nwakelo can't put it down. Jack Kisao, good defence from her. Boskovic is finally up again. And another tip. It's tough when you've just thrown yourself at the ball. To have to do it again isn't easy. Having got up slowly from the last one, Boskovic has stayed down after this one. Interesting little change of tactic there from Eczacıbaşı. They've started to pick on Juteng for a couple of serves just to see how she holds up. Gray is still getting the majority of the serves from Scandichi. Good pancake. I think this will this be challenged? Tropova looked like she was firmly underneath this one. But no, just off the end of the fingertips, and that's a good call from her to make sure the coach doesn't go to the challenge too early. Six apiece then, as Eczacıbaşı back in the set. Herbots hammers that sideline. Tactically, it's really sound. If you go after the middle player in their one defensive rotation, not saying middles can't make a defensive touch, but you have a better chance of finding the floor against them than the libero. Good leave. Not sure Alexa Gray got a call on that one. That was all her. It was a very good piece of work. Elif Sahin, the setter, then with the serve. They've gone back to Herbots. Good set from Maya Ogienovic. Simje Akbaş with a brilliant defensive play. Oh, Boskovic just gets enough on it. Off the hands of Carol and out. Small pockets of form for both teams means that the scoreboard is going this way and that. It's a bit worried then, but did enough. Good pass. This is scrappy. They'll take it. Gray goes off the top of the blocker and away. Well, concern for Massimo Barbolini, enough to call a timeout quite early as well. And his team's initial lead has disappeared. The concern for me is that Maja Ognjenovic suddenly doesn't want to go middle. She hasn't set Linda Norkello in this game. She started setting to Carol, but she hasn't found her recently. It's a privilege, isn't it, to be down in that timeout with Eurovolley TV. It's always a little bit special to be there and hear what the coaches are saying. And both coaches, the way they've spoken to the players, they've got very specific game plans. They've got just a list of things that they want to execute, and they know that they'll be in the game if they do. Well, Eczacibasi executing at the moment. Oh, hell of a kill. That is just a magic out-of-system play by Britt Herberts. And the set to allow her to hit this as well was stunning. A point that Scandichi certainly needed. Gray defended by Procchiali. It's a good set from Herberts. I quite like that. I like making Antropova go tight to the tape and really back herself to out-jump the blockers. Put her back into that hit, and it's gone out of play. Off of the block, 9-all. Sweeping hit from Boskovic, but no touch on the block. And just long. Now, when the referee looks at the coach like that, you know that the referee's not 100% sure. That was tight to the baseline, and it was tight to the fingers. Only the super slow-mo is going to tell us it's a little tickle off the pinky finger. The answer is yes, the challenge is good. No way that the referee can see that from the far side. Technology to the rescue again. Brilliant challenge from Ferhat Akbaş. He wasn't convinced himself. That's the finger in question that got hit. Good swing. Yeah, good heavy swing from Antropova. I think Maja Ognjenovic is just managing the game at the moment in terms of Antropova's contribution. She started the match setting to her a lot. Antropova didn't get into the game. Now she's being used a little more sparingly. And effectively so. Huge. Absolutely huge from Boskovic. It had to have touched something, the angle it flew off at. Touch the outside hand. Oh, do you think? At last, a middle set produces the overpass, which Carol kills on the rebound. I'm sure Massimo Barbolini will want Maja Ognjenovic to try and open up the central part of the net a little more if she can. She generally doesn't set the middle a lot, Norkello on Carol, but when Washington's on, she uses her quite a bit. Beautiful. That's what a middle should look like. Elif with a quite sublime set here to Jack Kisar. Just swung with everything she had on that one. That's what a good pass does for you. It allows you to open up the options. This is a tricky serve to pass well. It's passed beautifully by Ju Ting. She gets the return ball and gets enough on it. Oh no, ankle injury. Ankle injury here. That's unfortunate. Elif Sahin it is. And they sting. Anybody that's played the game, all of you watching that have played the game and had to endure this will know that the ankle injury is just one of the areas of the body that is under pressure in this sport. They happen from time to time. They can happen at the worst of times. And let's just hope that was a pop rather than anything more serious. And as she comes down, there we go. Oh, it's a tough thing to see. And she's such a key player. They do have replacements that can be sent in, and let's just hope that once the sting has gone, the ankle is actually not too bad. Unfortunately, it was her own player that did the damage. So we'll see how this affects Eczacıbaşı. Their starting setter Elif Sahin is off. Not a bad start from Naz Aydemir. Naz, as she's known, the backup setter. Very experienced, just steps straight in, goes to work, does the 30-year-old. Encouraging heavy swing on the ball, produces the overpass for Jakkisal to put away. Another good serve, another good pass, and another great dig from Simcik. Scandichi need this point. Still doesn't want to set middle, and that's just... Oh, I hesitate to say, but that's horrible. By their own high standards, these players set very high standards. That was just out of timing. Jenovic with the set. And in the end, just went a little too high for Antropova, whose approach was out of system with that set and ballooned out over the sideline. Finally goes middle. They're good players down the middle. I think they are a little worried about the block of Jakkisal in particular. But if you can manoeuvre yourself away from that absolute middle channel, you've got angles to hit. Good lead this for Eczacıbaşı. Scoreboard pressure produces a tense shoulder. And so far, no ill effects from the enforced substitution to bring the new setter in. So Naz comes in to replace Elif. We certainly wish Elif well with that ankle tweak. Just long. Good leave again. Good eye, as you'll often hear the players refer to that. So Ju Ting to serve. Scandichi still in the set. Short one on Alexa Gray. Jakkisal runs the slide effectively. Well, they're doing a good job here as Eczacıbaşı to not let the Scandichi block start to dominate. One of the better blocking sides in Tigota Serie A in Italy. Now, good service run in set one, Jakkisal. Can she do it again? No, that's a super pass. Well, second set in a row. Roquelo doesn't put it away, but that's wafted out over the baseline from Alexa Gray. Another frustrating miss. These are the errors that I talked about in set one for Eczacıbaşı on the scoreboard. They got 9 of them, and they were those type of errors in transition. Roquelo puts it into play. Gray takes Naz way across the net. That's a good rescue from Herberts now. Big hit, and Tropova makes it. Block just couldn't seem to get set on that high ball. And Antropova makes the most of it. Not much the defenders can do when there's a split in the block like that. Scandichi on the way back. No court time for Alberti, no court time for Washington, no court time for Diop at the moment. Another tight pass. Well, I'm afraid Scandichi have only got themselves to blame there. That one hand of Naz was up very early, and the defenders should have switched on at that point. Up it goes. Maybe it was Antropova's movement that faked Juting out. I think it was, yeah. Went for a ball she should never have gone for. And can't make up for it, gets roofed out of sight. Eczacibasi now making some decisive moves as we go through this second set. Beza with a fantastic shutdown. All tests for the youngster to learn from. Good pass, Juting. Middle hit from Carroll is well patrolled by the blockers. Boskovic forced to tip, but makes plenty of space for herself. This should be Eczacibasi's set from here, and the players know it. Massimo Barbolini knows it as well. He's called another timeout for Scandichi. Well, like all coaches, he will occasionally get a little bit angry in timeouts, Massimo Barbolini, but it's pretty infrequent. And I think the point is, you know, you've got a very experienced coach, but he's coaching players that are equally experienced. Some players who have played for a long, long time at pro level, international level. He just kind of lets them do their work with the occasional bit of info. Third good pass from Juting. This time the middle hit is successful. Carroll turns it across her body. Takes it off the arms of the new setter, Naz. Swing. Great reaction as well. They're still in trouble here, Scandichi. Not a bad touch that from Antropova. Juting manages to get a bit of heat on it. Out of system swing from Gray is defended. Simji's all over it. Boskovic. Oh, there we go. That's what she's on court to do. And she's done it again. That's the insurance Eczacibasi needs. To have Boskovic on those transition plays. 4-point lead. Alexa Gray prepares to serve. Eczacibasi looking good to level this match. Another great swing from Antropova. If they want to win this 3-1, which is the best scoreline that it looks Scandichi are going to be able to get to, if they want to win this match, they're going to need Antropova to continue to improve. Roberts with the serve. It's a good serve. Sinje, beautiful pass. Wrong hand tip from Gray. Transition swing from Juting off the top of the fingers. Referee says yes. And Boskovic immediately says challenge. Is that right? Did she say that? No. I think she was just saying to her coach in that case, don't challenge. Another fabulous pass. Oh, wow, this time they don't stack on Boskovic and pay the price. Great set from Naz. Beautiful pass from Simje. Another humdinger of a spike from the boss. Beza out. In comes the experience of Jovana Stefanovic. 31-year-old Serbian middle blocker, signed for Eczacıbaşı in the off-season. 10 seasons in Italy, signed from Milano. Floats it in, Parocchiali with the easy pass. It's good blocking on Carol. Jack Kisar's doing a very good job out there on the net. Another chance for Boskovic, not taken. And Ju Ting's the hot arm right now. She's keeping Scandichi in this one. She's a proper character, is Ju Ting, and away from the responsibilities of being the leading player with the Chinese team, being the captain, she really loves her volleyball over in Italy. Carol with an ace in this set, can't follow it up, and it's getting better and better for the home side. Eczacıbaşı in good nick here. This will be tricky to save for Scandichi. Well, for whatever reason, Boskovic's serving tonight has been off. 2-point advantage. It's Eczacıbaşı's set to lose, but this is the woman that can lose it for them. And Tropova. Heavy serve in. Alexa Gray with a good pass. And a very important kill from Hande. Came in fast on the tempo there, realised the ball wasn't quite in the window, and she just clipped it into play. That's a fantastic piece of work. And it will be Hande Baladin to serve. And it's an ace. Eczacıbaşı on their way to closing the gap in this quarter-final. Well, after two four-setters between these two teams, both won by Scandichi, I think the script probably has a five-set thriller for this third match. We will see. It's certainly going to be level unless Scandichi can pull something out of the hat here, and it's going to have to be pretty spectacular. Oh, Francesca Villani is charged with the responsibility of serving 3 points down. Giulio comes in, and for the first time as well, Lindsay Order-Ruddins in a regular playing jersey. She's had to play libero for a few weeks now with an injury, but she's back into the front line, as it were, for a bit of height. Here we go then. Villani serves. Scandichi to attack off another great pass, but it's a complete mix-up. Giulio, reverse. Not put away this time. Going to go wide. This is a great swing, but an even better block. And now the home fans can celebrate. The Tigers are level. Well, it's remarkable, isn't it? The Tigers are level, but Boskovic is not quite in top gear yet. The same can be said for Tropova. Look at the tracking here from Jack Kisar. Oh, it's brilliant. Well, she said at the start of the match, we must never give up, no matter how bad the situation is. Well, just on a single point, that was exactly her putting that into practice. Never gave up on that, and ends up with the shutdown on the American. Interesting stuff. 25-23, 25-21. We are one set apiece. We're at that point in the game now where anything is possible. Eczacıbaşı coach Ferhat Akbaş will be relieved, first and foremost. His team are back in the mix, so they reduced their error count by 3. kill blocks, 3 aces. And since the unfortunate ankle injury of their starting setter, Elif Sahan, the replacement, Naz, has come in and done a very good job. Ju Ting and Britt Herberts are getting a huge volume of traffic to have to kill to keep their team in the match. Interestingly poised game. First leg of the quarter-final between the team in white, home side Eczacıbaşı Dynavit Istanbul, and the visitors who've beaten them twice in the pool phase so far this season. Savino Del Bene Scandicci winning on 2 occasions by 3-1. This is the 3rd meeting between these 2 clubs in this competition, but they've all happened this season and in very short space of time as well. But I would say Scandici's 100% record here is certainly going to be tested. They took the first set. Eczacıbaşı back in it now, and another fearsome hit. The number of times the players have been smacked by a spike in this game, incredible. I reckon that's 4 or 5 times now. 1-1. Beyza Arici to serve. Little sticky on the set and the tip. And off the top of the hands and away. I tell you what, if Boskovic gets it fired up, and particularly from the service line, I think Scandichi are in trouble here. A lot of volleyball still to play, but Eczacıbaşı look in good shape at the moment. And they've got another 10-20% to add to the ingredient of what is turning into a very good match. Scandichi are going to have to be on their game here. They're going to have to certainly get this side out working. Well, she started to use the middle at last, Maja Ognjenovic. Kill Belinda Nokelo. As long as Antropova remains on the fringes of this match, Eczacıbaşı are in with a chance. Good recovery, beautifully done by Gray, and a good angle to get that over. Ju Ting defended brilliantly by Simji. In off the wing, Handy gives it everything. Well defended off the block, has to be dumped over. A third ball in a row to Ju Ting. Ognjenovic doesn't want to set Antropova at the moment. At last she does. Antropova gets it through the block of Handy. She remains the key, Antropova. Good defence, really nice pickup as well from Gray. But in the end, through the uprights of the Handy block. 3 apiece. Beautiful. Well, Naz has stepped onto this court like she started the match. We wish Elif Sahin all the very best, of course, with that ankle injury. But the replacement has worked out very nicely for Eczacıbaşı at the moment. Out of system once more. Good aggressive swing from Herberts. Nice touch from Handy, but could be recovered by Boskovic. Settled into a nice side-out contest early in this 3rd set. Nokelo to serve, got 1 ace to her name so far. Oh, wow. Well, this is one of the best games I've seen Eczacıbaşı play in the Champions League. She's been awesome. Her blocking has been superb, but now Naz releasing her on a lot of these slide attacks, and Scandici's block and defence nowhere near it. She served well as well. Ting shanks it. Huge set from Herberts. And the ball slid down the line onto the arms of Hande, and Gray goes block out to win the point. It's not just the noise of the crowd, and it's not just the numbers on the scoreboard. I promise you, Eczacıbaşı are in a good position here to really make this count. And try and take an advantage back to Italy next week. Pass from Hande off the net deflection. Tidied up. Transition opportunity. Antropova can't put it away. Not cleanly. Another ball that was potentially defendable. I mean, when you're out there under this pressure, you'll take the points any way you can get them, but Antropova would ideally like to be nailing a few balls into the floor, into space. She hasn't managed to do much of that tonight. Yeah, good work from Alexa Gray. Long way out of system off of her pass, which is what Simje is enjoying a laugh with her about. She had to take the set, and Gray took the finesse route. Naz to serve, replacement setter. Good serve. Again, Antropova trying to go high and hard off the hands at the moment. Good reuse by Boskovic off the block. Gray can't get it away. Oh, brilliant from Simje again. How does she do this? It's under control. Here's the chance for Boskovic. Good defense from Juting. Another epic rally. He's finished by an epic spike. Antropova just feeling the pace a little bit. Hands on knees and sucking some air in at the end of that long rally. Wonderful pickup from Simje, but look at this. Cracking kill against three blockers. Good pass. Oh, good read on the block from Carol. Saw that coming and got the arms over on Beza. That's a good few years of experience in that block. Great reaction. Great read. Great serve. Scandichi responding well to the pressure here. Maya gets it. Antropova positions herself nicely to get a good swing on that. But Gray brings the heat. Oh, serious Canadian firepower behind that one. That's a hell of a swing. Remember, Boskovic fires at the service line. Eczacıbaşı can push away in this set. That's the start. Another transition hit. I think Boskovic is round to the service line. One or two rotations. Yeah, it'll be a couple. So there's one more server to go after Gray, and then Boskovic will be there. That's Eczacıbaşı's next chance to really push away. They would love to claim a few points here. Juting takes Ognjenovic out of system. Simje defends easily. Oh, it's brilliant. Well, the referee has given that to Eczacıbaşı for interference on the set of Naz. That's a really brilliant piece of work from the backcourt setter. Attacked the net, got high, got the hand on the ball, and as soon as that was touched by Karol, it's a fault. Very well played. First timeout called by Massimo Barbolini in this third set. Raising the eyebrows to heaven. It feels like that at the moment. It's a bit of an in and out performance from Scandichi. They've not really settled into a rhythm at any stage. Because of the quality that they have on the floor, they are still able to win sets at this level, but they would like to see some stability. For Boskovic and Eczacıbaşı, they'll be more than happy to see Scandichi on the back foot. Huge opportunity here for the home side to take the lead. Good blocking. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant blocking. So Beza made the first touch on Juting, and then a really good read on Karol. This is massive. This is protection. This takes them through a couple of timeouts to get side-outs to get Boskovic to the line, and then she can cause problems. Good short serve, ace serve. Great thinking from Gray, and this is a fabulous service run. You get your impact points in a game where you know you should be scoring points, and then you'll have a couple of rotations that are bonus rotations. And this is a bonus serve run. They've attacked Juting relentlessly on this rotation. Another chance to score. Good defence from Juting. Handy can't put it down. It's tight though. And that's pushed off the block and away, and it's the referee who wants to look at it. Good call, ref. Very good call. Almost no way in real time with the ball that close to your face that you can see who touched that last. A bit of detective work of the Clouseau variety required. So here we go. It's tricky. That is tricky. I think the last fingers in contact with the ball were Juting's, and so the point is Eczacıbaşı's. They conspired to lose the point, but eventually they won it. Superb hit from Antropova, but some serious damage has been done. Scandici's chances in the third set are slim. Probably going to have to ride two more serves from Boskovic. And Gray is flying at the moment. She was the player that took them to this lead. And that's great setting from Naz. That's realising which player is on the front foot, which player is confident. She set exactly the right ball. With every one of those sets, it's pressure off the boss. Beza to serve. Good pass, Herberts. Wakelo can't get enough on that. Oh, Handy once again into the block. By the time she swings, she seems to be almost left with no option but to drag that ball across her body. She was trying very hard, but that's a huge block waiting. there was a seam. Very easy to see, isn't it, with hindsight? Good pass. Oh, fantastic set. Well recovered by Scandichi. Boskovic can't sort it out. Herberts defends again. This is tight. Gray doesn't get a good contact, but wonderful defence from Naz. And finally Scandichi get it done. Nokelo with the kill. Gap being closed. So Eczacıbaşı need to get off this rotation. They need to get Boskovic to the back line. Ideally, Boskovic needs to open up another points lead. Good enough from Gray. Boskovic, high ball, well defended by Herberts and well put away by Handy. Waited very patiently on that one, did Handy Baladin. So not the only impact rotation coming up in this set, but this is a big rotation for Eczacıbaşı. Ideally they need to score points here through Boskovic. Scandichi need to see this off in one side out. Off-pace serve, Parochiali passes easily and Nokelo puts it away. That's ideal for Scandichi. Now I think they have 3 rotations now, the Italians, where they can score. Need to make the most of Boskovic in the back line. Gray passes out of system. That's brilliant from Simca to come in and take that set. Both teams out of system. Now they're back in system. Eczacıbaşı and chipped down the line and onto the line, according to the referee. And if Scandichi disagree, they have to challenge. They do. She's tried that cross-body shot hard several times. She tried it at full pace, Handy. This one, she just rolled it like a beach shot. And in real time, it looked good. She was certainly convinced it was in, but Scandichi adamant that it wasn't. Plus the fact when it's a slower pace shot, there's not as much compression on the ball. Wow, they've gone to absolute maximum resolution. Is that touching the line or not? Now this is when I think you have to go back to the referee's original decision, which was the ball in, and Eczacıbaşı's point. Is that conclusive evidence that it was out? Referee says it is. Interesting. Crowd don't like it. Tiana Boskovic, the Eczacıbaşı captain, certainly not happy. And neither's Handy. She thought she won the point there. And Barbolini knows this is a chance to get amongst it. These next couple of rotations could be good scoring rotations for them. Crowd making themselves heard. Oh dear. And Ju Ting, of all players, will know that that was not the serve to miss. And it goes to serve. Alexa Gray, who at the moment is in a rich vein of form, comes to the front line. That could be the saving grace for Eczacıbaşı. Good touch. Simca goes high to Boskovic. He has to get a hurry on to make the shot, but does make it. And Gray, wicked swing. She's seeing those seams a lot better now, Alexa Gray, and she hasn't put a foot wrong for a while, quite a while. She's been a good source of points. There we go, there's the gap, and she's threaded it through. Nice vision from the Canadian. Good defence from Handy. Over on 2 from Naz. Didn't work. But they may get away with it. Simje goes bump set again. Gray goes tip. Antropova defends easily. And Juting, brilliant pickup from Simje Akosh. Oh my goodness. Phenomenal rally again. Antropova into the net. Whoa, it's been given Scandici's way, and Ferhat Akbaş does think it did touch the block. I think he's had a quick chat to his blockers to see, and they say no. There we go. There is our referee, Koen Lutz, miming of a television set for the video challenge. Very good stuff from him. Well, the ball is out, so it did touch the arm of the blocker. Beatrice Parocchiali with a mini celebration down there to the bench. Scandichi under a lot of pressure here. Eczacıbaşı doing all the right things. Good pass. And this time the slide is shut down. Jack Kisal's been running right with that shot in this game, but Britt Herberts and Carol get the close. Herbert's got all of it. Carol shut down that angle pretty well. Coach Akbaş calling the timeout to preserve what lead they have. Well, it couldn't be more plain than that. As far as he's concerned, there are 2 players on court for Scandichi at the moment. One is Juting, one is Antropova, and so that's basically where the ball's going. Don't get too involved in anything else. I think Britt Herberts might have something to say about that. But you've got to go with percentages, and the coach is monitoring those percentages throughout the whole game. The analysts are providing information throughout the whole of the match, dictating where play is going, giving percentage ideas to the players. Not the best pass from Simje. It's a good swing from Alexa Gray, but the block does its job. Antropova backcourt, stepped on the line. So attack line fault. That belongs to the referee. Got to take off from behind the line as a backcourt player. You can land in front. Watch the foot. There we go. Just a tickle on the baseline, on the attack line. And my goodness me, it was only marginal. Rules is rules though. And a slightly sheepish grin from Ferhat Akbaş. He was stood where the ball was going to land, and that definitely restricted Handy's opportunities of getting to it. Eczacıbaşı trying to preserve what will be a 3-point lead if they can side out. Been a while since Boskovic has hit one, and she didn't hit that either. You can hear the reaction from this Tigers crowd. That is genuine concern. Eczacıbaşı want Boskovic back to the front line. Those next 3 rotations could dictate where this set goes. Another out of system play. Gray again is slowed down by the blockers. This should be level. Boskovic defends well. Great set from Naz. Super from Parocchiali. And Antropova can't put it down. Now the chance. Boskovic checks her stride but finds the corner. Another huge rally. This is a stunning game. Set wasn't quite on the money, so she had to stop her approach, but without spin, drills it into the corner. Naz with the serve. She's been brilliant since coming on from the bench. Forced substitution because of Elif's ankle injury, and worked through the seam in the block between Beza and Gray. Good work from Herbots. So she'll go back now to the service line. She's got a jump serve that has caused a few issues. Always aggressive, Britt Herbots. Boskovic back in the front court, just whips it off the blocker's arms and away. Now, Eczacıbaşı need to do more on these next couple of rotations. Well, next 3 rotations, they need to do more than just side out. They have to capitalise. Gray with an excellent service run earlier in this set. Puts it into play. Juting off the hands. This is the first chance for Eczacıbaşı. Boskovic gets the ball and again checks the run up and drives it straight into the block of Juting. Massive opportunity for Eczacıbaşı missed. And just a reminder, nothing is a formality at this level with these players. Big point for Eczacıbaşı. Good pass. Not the best set from Naz. It worked last time to Gray. It's not worked this time. And a net touch against Eczacıbaşı. And the game is turning back towards Scandichi. 2-1 down, I think, would have been very, very difficult. But now the opportunity is with the Italian club to avoid that. Can they push on to lead? What a battle this has been. And it's nowhere near over. Hande misses. She's not quite been up to her best this evening, Hande. She's defended really well, but has made errors, has been blocked quite a bit when she's been swinging in front court. And Ferhat Akbaş calls the timeout. That really is a very noticeable drop in enthusiasm here in this arena.
Try to manage in the middle something, okay?
Just caught the back end of the timeout, but very definitely there. Ferhat Akbaş was asking Naz to try and at least open up some middle options. Very difficult for the wings to carry the entire workload. Carol, deep serve, Gray passes well. Boskovic does what she's there to do. Nice set from Naz, and the pace was good. It allowed the left-hander to come on to the ball. That's what Boskovic likes. She doesn't want the ball that's going past her or behind her. 21 all, Beza to serve. Eczacıbaşı still have rotations that will allow them to win this set. And Tropova makes sure that one of them goes begging. And it does look like Boskovic's run across the front line is going to do nothing more than be maintenance, i.e. trading side-outs. Could be trouble here for Eczacıbaşı. Antropova, heavy serve, big ace, and Scandichi put a bit of daylight between them and the home team. They've been on the back foot for the whole of this set, Scandichi, and when it matters, they've manoeuvred into a position where they can win it for 2-1. Good serve again, great pass from Handy. And Boskovic drums it deep corner. Well, Antropova knows that she should have been there. Quite rightly, the senior players around her just getting her mind focused on the next point. Slightly nervous look there from Francesca Villani, because it's Boskovic serving. Oh, and serving into the net. Scandichi now can take it. And serving has been the main issue for Boskovic tonight. Just has not clicked. Normally scores heavily, but hasn't done so. And it's 2 set points for the Italians. Great. Takes it out of system. Boskovic from the back line. She's found it again. Well, this time Antropova was in the right place, but Boskovic just cut across the ball to the sideline. She's on the back line though. Naz's front court. There is an option here for Scandichi to try and expose the smaller blocker. Handy serves. Parocchiali, not a great pass. Antropova out of the back line, has wailed it deep. Oh dear, and Scandichi have given it back to Eczacibasi. Massimo Barbolini forced into the timeout. It should have been their set. This should have been all over and 2-1. But instead, we play on into overtime. No spin on that whatsoever, just flat and way out the back. Here's the player that's running the show for Scandichi against her old club, Maja Ognjenovic. Where does she go now? And this is the problem. Once you've tried a set and it hasn't worked, you know the blockers can start to stack and start to read. I still think Herbuts is the option to go off Naz, the blocker, on that far side. Naz will have to be aware that this might be coming her way. No, goes back to Antropova, and Ognjenovic showing real faith in her young star opposite. And what a kill from Ekaterina Antropova. Substitution, Marcelo out. In comes the captain, Isabella Giulio. Giulio is on to serve and play defence. She's back up centred to Maya. She won't set, she's there to play defence. Third set point for Scandichi. Good serve. Trouble, ace. And Giulio puts the set away. 26-24. Scandichi lead away from home in this quarter-final by 2-1. Well, Eczacıbaşı will be kicking themselves because that set was theirs. It's never in the bag against quality opposition, but it was close as it can be, and 4 points up with good rotations to come. They just couldn't capitalise. And Scandichi rather let off the hook there, but they showed good resilience to come back in a 34-minute set. This is a marathon game. 26-24 then. Scandichi wins sets 1 and 3. And now we'll be looking to close this out by exactly the same scoreline as the previous 2 matches between these 2 clubs. What a game of volleyball. Not just the fact that the sets have been long and tough, but each point has been an epic. Great start from the team in white. The home side, Eczacıbaşı Dynavit Istanbul, on the comeback trail from 2 sets to 1 down, when really they probably should have been 2-1 up. But they have to put that to the back of their minds, go to work again, and hope there's a result still to be had. And Tropova contained again by the block and defence. Gray swings away. She's had a fine game, Alexa Gray, for Eczacıbaşı. Tip picked off by Gray. It's a good block. Here's a chance. Scandichi might be able to get off the hook here. Not a great set from Meyer, but good presence of mind from Antropova to go with the power tip. Good serve from Antropova, well passed by Gray. And another chance for Scandichi, goes begging. Rocchiali's not been in the game as much as she would like. Some of the defence from Scandichi tonight has been a little mixed. Swing from Gray is good, well played by her. Eczacıbaşı going about this in the right way, trying to create themselves opportunities to keep this game alive into a 5th set. Well, I mean, tonight Boskovic might as well just roll the ball back under the net, because she's barely put a serve in. Great set, but well read by Nuakelo. Then gets across to Boskovic, who just taps it into the belly of the net. And the fine start that Eczacıbaşı have made has now been overshadowed by a couple of errors. Heavy swing from Gray, block is good, defence is good. And that's a clever play. Meyer just had a look behind her to check that Nuakelo was ready. And boy, was she ready. Always good when your hitters are available. And Nuakelo slides that down the line past Simge's defence. That's a pretty good play. 4-all then. First comeback from Scandichi in set 4. Out. And Tijana Boskovic's game at the moment has deserted her. Scandichi picking up some valuable points from errors from the Eczacıbaşı star player. Good block. Easily covered though. Gray goes again, power tip. Beats Parocchiali once more. It's a good try, but she's just not getting the volume of defensive touches that we've seen her get for most of this season, Beatrice Parrocchiali. And that's turned out a play by Nokelo quite comfortably as well. Oh, one step forward, two steps back at the moment from both teams. Very cagey, very edgy fourth set. Massive block. Jack Gisal shuts down Herberts. Oh, it's good form in the air. That's a great press. Oh, tricky, tricky obstacle to get past for Herberts. Scandichi under pressure. Nokelo is defended. Chance again. Not quite there. Parrocchiali this time makes the touch. Oh, it's good reactions. Very good reactions from Nokelo. Well, Ferhat Akbaş convinced that this is in Eczacıbaşı airspace and should not be played by Nokelo. Crowd agree with him, of course. Referee's having none of it. And we might... Well, we'll have a word with the captain first. Get your coach to be quiet, please. Yeah, there we go. If that was a game of charades, we all know exactly what was being said. Any more of that and I'll get my cards out. Naz incensed. She's absolutely convinced that was over the net from Nokelo. Overpass is put down eventually. And would you believe it? Eczacıbaşı have given it back to Scandichi. Well, previous three sets of the highest quality. This one has been shaky for both teams. Overpass again, great reaction on the block from Naz. Boskovic well defended and the set too low. Kisar can't get it over the net, but it's been given as a double touch anyway. He's a brave man, isn't he, Kern Lutz? To smile after giving the decision against the home side. I don't think he's the most popular man in the building at the moment. Good swing. Hande fixed that ball right on the outside by the pin. Knew that she could test Maya's block and tested it well. Well, she's had a couple of service runs tonight, Jankisar. Good dig. Boskovic reacting well. Gray with the power tip out of the back line. Hande out of system, gets the swing, and it's defended. Just, oh, good hit. Good hit from Antropova. Now the chance for Scandichi. Antropova balloons another one out the back. Oh dear. She cannot get into this game. Initially she was asking for a touch. That was a good swing to put pressure on, well defended by Jack Kisar. That was closer to the block than it initially looked. And we got the old Inspector Gadget block touch challenge. Go Gadget arms, remember that? Day at the office, isn't it, for Maya Ognjenovic? Just having a quick chat with the boss, with the line manager, about what to do next. I don't think this is going Scandici's way, by the way. Normally speaking, block blockers would tend to confess once the video challenge is requested. She's done very well now since coming on from the bench in tricky circumstances. We send our very best wishes to Elif Sayın, who was the setter that was injured. There's the net touch fault. So it wasn't for a block touch, it was for a net touch. And the answer is absolutely no. Kisal looking to continue this serve run. Good pass from Juting. It's nice work, but they're serving tactically here. They're trying to make sure that the pipe isn't available with that shorter serve on the backcourt for hitter. Trying to reduce the options, but Slow does a very good job. 9-all. Tied it up by Gray. She's out of the attack. And that one is a net touch, a collision between the two players going for the ball. It often happens. So keen to get the play and get the point. The two players bump into each other and one is knocked onto the net. There we go. Beza landing on Handy. Oh, wow. There was not much court available there, and Naz has found it. Cheeky point from her, 10-all. Naz serves, Boskovic into the front court. Blocks it. Boskovic v Antropova. Antropova no real chance on that ball. And Eczacıbaşı sneak a break point. Good try. Nothing doing though. Carroll forced to set. Antropova can't put it away. Out of system. Good defense from Juting. Oh, tricky. Oh, no. And Scandichi again found wanting in defence. And Massimo Barbolini can tolerate so much, but he does not want to see that. And these are the plays you have to make at this level. You have to read the fact the setter could do nothing else except tip. Well, Veronkova and Stefanovic have seen the funny side. Oh dear. Oh, Maya. Trying to prove a point, I suspect, there. Good defence. Simche, wonderful. Handy. Blocked. Long way out of system, long way off the net. The blockers were waiting. Great dig from Juting to match the brilliance of that woman. Well, the mask does not appear to be affecting her brilliance as usual. She just carried on as she plays every game. Good pass, Handy off a pressure serve. Nice swing out of the back line is defended. Beautifully defended. Oh, again, Simje all over Juting's swing. And that's clipped the net, clipped the line. Boskovic scores again. Starting to come back into the game now, Tijana Boskovic. I don't know how she deals with the pressure. She's given a number of interviews over the last few years and really is a buoyant character, Boskovic, but she has to deal with the pressure of being the go-to every game, internationally and at club level. Oh, wow. And the possibility of 5 sets now is definitely on. Eczacıbaşı in a very similar situation to the one that they were in the last set. But this time around, they have to make it count. Timeout called by Massimo Barbolini's team are once again in a bit of trouble. Good read from Beza and a very nice finish on the block. I think the last thing Massimo Barbolini wants is the lottery of a fifth set. Not with Eczacibasi with their tails up, the crowd loud again. Suddenly you feel a very long way from home, 2,000 kilometres away. Give or take a kilometre or two for the Italian side tonight. And they're in trouble again on this point. Oh, wow. The deflection just went to a really tricky place. It went to the seam between Hande and Simje, and one knocked it away from the other. Yeah, I think Hande would have played that. It's a good block touch by Beza, incidentally. A lot of work to be done by Scandichi, as Eczacibasi are just going to try and keep their noses in front, and it is that woman Beza with the kill. Naz rarely takes the ball off the top of her head. She sets a lot of ball out in front of her. It's quite an interesting technique. Another great block to slow it down. Boskovic does the rest. Changes being made. This looks now like a five-setter. Beza to serve. Changes made by Massimo Barbolini's brought Lindsay-Ora Ruddins in. And she's immediately targeted. She and Britt Herbert's tested on that one. Well, she knows it. Maja Ognjenovic knows where this game is going. Scandichi are going to have to do something pretty special to stop it happening. That isn't it. Jack Kisal's been special tonight. And Massimo Barbolini calls the timeout again. His team are going to have to go to a fifth set to see if they can win this tie away from home. But it means the whole thing is in the balance when Eczacıbaşı return to Scandichi next week. It's been pretty daddy cool, Massimo Barbolini. A couple of things he's been angry about. Of balls that have hit the floor in the middle of the court. Plays that he thinks should have been read and dealt with. But other than that, I think he knows he needs to get his team mentally ready for what is about to come. And it feels now like we're in the fifth set waiting room. Oh, good defense from Ruddins off the block. Nice touch from Procchiali. And Ruddins is blocked. Had a few weeks away from the main action, the American. It's difficult to come back with a real ping in your jump. But that was a fine piece of defensive work from her. Unfortunately, the block was set. Jack Kisal and Boskovic with the shutdown. Kisal's got her a couple of times now. 5 sets on the way. Eczacıbaşı playing some terrific volleyball to get there. This game has suddenly changed again, and after a very cagey, messy start to this fourth set, Eczacıbaşı have absolutely turned it on, and their main weapon, Jana Boskovic, is starting to find the points again. So generally speaking, what a coach will do here is just ship a few players off, just protect the players that he wants to start in set 5 from the ignominy of what is happening out on court at the moment. So there is the change-up. Bintu Diop is in, the lefty, playing opposite for Antropova, but unlikely she'll stay on for the 5th set. Also changed is the captain, Isabella Diulio. She's in to set for Maja Ognjenovic. Rudin stays out there, so he's changed a lot of positions out on court, Barbolini. Just giving those players a little bit of a mental break. But you know what? Diulio is the sort of player that will be driving this team on to recover the 7 points. She's got no off switch. Isabella Diulio, the captain. Good pass from Herberts, gets the return ball, and a super hit. See what I mean? Never say never from Diulio. Nice work from Herberts. Great pass on the defensive touch, and then a really nice swing in transition. Six points and counting. Oh, Simji shanks a pass. Defended again by Herberts. Like it. Really good set selection by Diulio, because the block had stacked for Herberts to get another pipe. And Kisal had to change very late and was chasing the ball. How many more can Scandichi pull back? They've still got enough points to do it. Another good serve. Boskovic this time, though, hammers it onto the baseline with a sigh of relief. Now, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, if Boskovic finds her service going into set 5, Eczacıbaşı can win this game. It's not the only factor, but it's a major factor if she starts to put the ball in. Ain't happening at the moment, though. Rudins goes back to the line. So she and Bintu Diop and Isabella Diulio likely to return to the bench for the 5th set. Shooting, Antropova and Maja Ognjenovic will come back out again. And Okelo just caught in the face by Bintu Diop's defensive attempt. It's the last thing you want, isn't it, off one of your own teammates. There's a swing at the ball, smacks it straight in Linda's face. We've seen a few decisive facials tonight. Gray defends off the Diop tip. Parochiali in turn gets the ball in play. Eczacıbaşı's point, yes it is. Good swing from Andy on the angle. It just felt like this is where this game should be going. After 2 3-1 victories for Scandichi, but with every set, or pretty much every set, close. There were no guarantees for Scandichi to win this tonight, even though they came in as favourites. But their 100% record is under pressure now. Haven't lost a game yet in the Champions League this season. But for the first time, they're going to be taking the distance. And Eczacıbaşı could be the first team to put them down. Heavy hit, well defended by Diulio. Nice set from Nukelo. And Diop just blows it out of play. That's a shame, because that was a brilliant set from the middle. Here we go. The easiest set of the evening. It's Eczacıbaşı that are going to win it, to come back from 2-1 down to 2-all and force the issue into the shootout. Good coverage from Naz. Jack Kisao goes high to Boskovic, who just tips it onto Diop. Another good block touch. This is surely the point now. Gray, no, is blocked. Handy. Power tip down the line. And there we go. Eczacıbaşı have dragged this game kicking and screaming into a fifth set decider. And that is where we go next here on Euro Volley TV to conclude what has been a marvellous matchup. And it's only leg one. Now, 2 sets on the board for Eczacıbaşı is good, even if they lose from here. That gives them a chance in Scandichi. If they can win it in 5, oh my goodness, that is going to put Scandichi right on the back foot. And the home fixture is going to be a tough one. So, very close up until set 3, and then set 4. Eczacıbaşı running away with it. And Tropova will come back onto court, I'm sure, along with Juting and along with the starting setter Maya Ogienovic. I think Barbolini will go back to his original lineup. Away we go with the shootout to 15 points in the first leg of this epic quarter-final. Eczacıbaşı, the home side in the white, start with the serve through Handy. And Scandichi, the visitors, in blue, looking to preserve their 100% record, and they start with a monster block from Carol, who goes on her own little lap of honour. Well, the fans here are just on the edge of their seats, quite rightly so. They will feel that they've been part of tonight's performance, as they always are. Eczacıbaşı have fought really hard to earn the right here. And a 3-2 victory to take back to Italy doesn't guarantee them the result by any means. Remember, if they get beaten 3-0 or 3-1 away from home, then it is victory to Scandichi, and that's where the 2 sets they've won tonight come in handy. But another 5-setter next week, and we're guaranteed a golden set. What a start. Boskovic makes the stop, who rather like Antropova, the opposite on the other side of the net. Neither of them have been quite on their game tonight, particularly at the service line in Boskovic's case, but you can't keep the big players out of the action. And she'll be looking to dictate for the rest of this game. Ball in play from Bezar. Net touch. It is Tijana Boskovic owning up to it. Referee's smiling, but they can't feel that relaxed in this kind of atmosphere. The tension is just incredible. 2-all in this race to 15. Antropova trying to get the serve going. It ain't happening still. Both she and Boskovic have struggled at the service line. Maybe one more visit for her. And maybe 2 more visits, including this one, for Tijana Boskovic. Takes the pace off it. Tropova, horrible tip. They're going to get another go at this though, and Tropova gets the set again, defended beautifully by Hande. Gray Can't make the most of the fractured block. And that is a quite brilliant bump set. Oh wow, that was so brave. Edge of the envelope stuff from Simje. She's basically set a tempo off her forearms on the reverse. And had the thought process to expose the block of Maja Ognjenovic. Oh dear. Well, for the Eczacıbaşı fans who've watched Tijana Boskovic take teams apart with her service, this must be terribly frustrating. Just like Antropova, she'll probably get one more go, and it might come at a crucial time in this final set. Zhu Ting misses. They're all at it. Pressure does funny things, even to the most experienced of minds. Jack Kisar's had a wonderful game at the net tonight, blocked like a demon. Overpass, not put away by Naz. Simje this time goes front to Boskovic, and the net takes it to the sideline. Antropova thought it was out. Deliberate leave this, and it's landed bang on the line. Just a wise time out there, 6-3, enough damage done, just give his team a chance to breathe. Simo Barbolini will be hoping though that the scoreline doesn't get worse. We always talk about getting a good start in the tiebreaker. It's not relevant. I've seen so many teams go 6-7-3 up and then the opposition pull it back together as the set goes on. Scandichi not out of it yet. That's the way to start the comeback. And Antropova, heavy swing out of system. Linda Noakelo to serve. Scandichi trying to find 2 points before it gets too deep into the set. And that's way out. And Maja Ognjenovic doesn't even bother moving, just stood there and watched it. Two big serve errors back to back from Scandichi. A handy 3-point cushion for Eczacıbaşı to work with, and Jack Kisar serving. Good serve, ace! Jack Kisar continues to have a quite brilliant evening for the home team. 8 points reached, round we go. Change of ends, Scandichi will be hoping a change of fortune. Tigers are taking a chunk out of their opponents in set 5. Not over for Scandichi just yet, but on the verge here of seeing their perfect record go in this year's Champions League. It's going to require something pretty special from here. The Scandichi team, that is. Zhu Ting pressured, good serve from Jack Kisar. Herberts goes aggressive and goes off of the hands of the defence. Yeah, Jack Kisar just asking the blockers if they touched it. And if they did, she had to try and play it. Okay, this works for Scandichi. 3 rotations with Antropova in the front line. Out. Boskovic misses. This has definitely been her least convincing performance for a while. Tijana Boskovic, and it's unfortunate for Eczacıbaşı that it's happened at home and it's happened in a match where Scandichi are there for the taking. Eczacıbaşı coach Ferhat Akbaş calls a timeout, first one of this last set.
Middle and left side, okay? They make a step forward. So just try to see they jump one to one. Haydi bakalım. Let's go.
Puts it into play. 2-point lead now. That's all that's left for Eczacıbaşı, and they needed that. Bold swing from Boskovic. When she hits high and hard like that, very, very difficult to contain. What Carol can do is just pad it out of play. Good pass from Juting. And Tropova, massive kill. She's already managed to crown Alexa Gray in this match. God, it seems like a long time ago, only because it was about 2 hours ago that she hit the Canadian square in the face. We've had an ankle injury to Elif Sayın, the starting setter for Eczacıbaşı. Naz has come on from the bench, number 11, to play brilliantly as the new playmaker. It has been a match of incident, and it's been an entertaining encounter to watch. Handy, monster block on Tropova. Oh dear, the youngster really has not been at the races tonight. Beyza and Handy get the shutdown. Handy to serve. 3-point lead restored for Eczacıbaşı. Good aggressive swing from Herberts. Oh, there's no answer to that out of the back line. Rarely hits it across her body to 1, always cuts it to 5. That's a fearsome hit. Karol getting the full treatment from the crowd. Brilliant tempo. Really beautiful set. Naz very stable on the ball. Beyza attracted the attention of Nokelo. And then Naz just fizzed it out wide to the Canadian, and Gray puts it on the floor through the block. Eczacıbaşı getting closer and closer to handing Scandichi their first defeat of this Champions League season. Good touch, great pick up from Naz, and Boskovic cuts it inside the 3-metre line. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a brilliant shot. What a pick-up from Naz to start with. And then an out-of-system play. Watch the cut on this. Oh, it was a connection on the block. Well, there we go. Still a good kill, but not quite the angle I thought Boskovic had found on her own. Timeout number 2 for Massimo Barbolini. His team in trouble here. A touch of volley and a touch of swagger about Eczacıbaşı now. The Tigers on the rampage. A serve from Beyza. 2 points away now from a big, big result. The team that beat them twice in the pool phase, Scandichi, and Eczacıbaşı have them on the rack. Oh my goodness, there are going to be some celebrations tonight after this one, if the Turkey team can get it across the line. That was across the line, but the wrong one. Well, the fans are already celebrating. In comes Rudins. Francesca Villani is on as well. I think they're going to play this next point minus the setter. This is just about serve and block. Andropova composes herself. She knows she's the key to unlocking this. And it's not going to work. Serve into the net. And 5 match points arrive for Eczacıbaşı. Andropova out. In comes Giulio Yaprak. Comes in for the first time tonight, 22-year-old wing spiker from Turkey. Comes on to serve and play defence. Yaprak to apply the finishing touch. She's been on the bench for the entire match. It's in play. Rudins off the block and out. Scandichi keep the game alive. Rudins' first kill. It's no dramas though for Eczacıbaşı. 4 match points remain. Big moment for Villani, into the net. Eczacıbaşı make a little bit of history. The team that lost in last year's super final start their quarter-final campaign against Scandichi, the team that have beaten them twice this year so far, with a magnificent 5-set victory. Eczacıbaşı win by 3 sets to 2. Well, it was a game played in marvellous spirit, and I like that reaction from both players. Both sets of teams on the 3-metre line applauding each other. Boskovic doesn't look completely happy. Neither she nor Andropova, the 2 big scorers with these teams, had their best evening. But a win is a win is a win. The Eczacıbaşı fans will be delirious after this one, and that's good to see. That is really good to see. So the starting setter Elif Sahin is up and walking on that ankle, and the physiotherapy team, the medical staff here at Eczacıbaşı will have advised her that that is the way to go, and that's good to see. That's not so good to see from Scandici's point of view. Ferhat Akbaş has engineered a rather superb result tonight, and Scandichi now will be fearful. If Eczacıbaşı travel to them next week for the return leg and Tiana Boskovic lights it up, then it could be trouble, and I think that is a really good call. Simge Akkoç, the libero, was just stunning in defence tonight. Her pass was just exceptional, but her defence was monumental. Not the first time she's taken an MVP award, won't be the last either if she's in this sort of form. The Tigers win. Dramatic stuff here in Istanbul. It's another magnificent night of Champions League volleyball. Well, there we go, there's your final countdown. And against the form books, Eczacıbaşı win it 3-2, 15-10 in the third. And they weren't really troubled in the fifth, They weren't really troubled in the fifth. They kept it going very nicely from start to finish. And that goes in the books, along with Stuttgart's brilliant win over Fenerbahce last night by the same scoreline. These quarterfinals are not going to be as straightforward as I think many of us pundits were thinking. And now, as always, the players go to the fans. Part thank you and part joint celebration. Well, hopefully we'll be hearing from one or two of the players very shortly. I think first of all is the matter of a lap of honour after the celebration photograph, that is. Not sure who we're going to hear from on the interview. The Tigers have roared their way to victory here in Istanbul tonight. That was a magnificent performance from them in the Burhan Felek Arena.